what Gyro needs to do is to just back off, and I think he's done a pretty decent job at that. He's managed to pull it off, but this is promising. This is promising from Blood Legion, because they messed it up big time, but they somehow mitigated their losses.
Indeed, but now just take a look at Ryan. Seems like they all are going to be making those early rotations, and Gyro is already outside the situation, completely safe. The whole XP Blood Legion squad is just in a better spot. Right now, they are just looking for those compounds or those laking compounds for themselves, or just overall better position. It seems like they have found themselves a little bit of rich on those sandbags, and Gyro seems like he is not scared of anyone. He is just going to be running in open grounds, and which is what definitely the whole XP Blood Legion is getting punished for. Because it seems like this time they are being over aggressive, and at the same time they are being fearless.
You know, this is why I'm really critical of those visit tasks, because once you get knocked out, it's so difficult, and you need to commit so much to go in for the rest. Because you know, for Gyro, like you mentioned, he went in, he was fearless over there, but how could he have really gone in front of Devil? You know, you need to commit on a lot of smokes, and even then Devil would have just sprayed through the smoke and would have gotten the knock. So a wiser decision coming out from the players of Blood Legion to really back it off. But now Chasers sort of managed to make it inside the circle, though, with 14 minutes in.
Look at Chasers, dude. Yeah. They are just like the bosses, you know, like the gangsters, just moving around, you know, not scared of anyone. But the AUG airdrop too. See, are they going to be going to contest the airdrop? Seems like D9 is going to be the one closest to the airdrop, but also at the same time they are getting contested by just a squad near them, and it's going to be interesting to see how are they going to be playing the situation out. Now just look at IPG4 Arc Heaven. He is just spamming those nades. Going to be getting the first knockdown, which is going to be Hellfire. Such a massive disappointment coming in from D9ES. Also, at the same time, if you take a look at kill feed, there are so many fights happening, and also at the same time, so many knocks happening as well. But also, those knocks getting finished are one of the main priorities, and it's definitely one of the harder tasks to do, is like finishing those knocks, then getting those knockdowns eventually.
I mean, now take a look at the circle. It's gone a bit onto its the northwestern side of Rose.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah, it's right in the middle. But, you know, it's going to be so difficult to play this one out. You need to have those compounds, and a few teams do have it. But the players of Chasers, they might just be in for a fight, because we do see another team right beside them. Now, that's the players in front of our screen that we can see is God's Reborn. They are way out from the circle. They need to get in. But right beside them, they've got the players of Infi God Particle.
Indeed, they have got the players of Infi God Particle. There comes a massive nade from King. Max is definitely have been one of the teams that haven't been really showing up, and also their two players have been eliminated off early, so Max definitely need to prove their grounds a little bit more. But now just take a look at INFEX, Deagle YT, just doing a little bit of chip damage on the enemy team. They're not going to be able to get any knockdown though. That's why it's a chip damage. But also, I feel like one of the Max players, which is going to be Casper, he is in a really bad situation on top of that building. It's like, of course, King wants to cover him, but also at the same time, he doesn't have any kind of vision on any of the CSR members.
Yeah, that he does not. But, you know, taking a look at the players of Team Max, I think the kind of day that they're having, they're just going to be turned into ham any single moment. And, well, yeah, King still he's trying to peek around here and there. It's just a two-man squad that's surviving. I mean, imagine a full four-man stacked-up squad coming right on towards your faces. How are you going to deal with them? But right as we see, KSX just in the nearby vicinity, lurking around. And, yeah, whatever suits you. Look at Casper. He's got no meds to work around with.
Indeed, that's why he's not able to heal himself, but also there are just so many knocks happening. PX Bit in such an unfortunate position, as we would like to say. But look at just ALK9 overall just dominating the whole playing field, but also at the same time getting one of their teammates knocked out in the process as well. But it doesn't really seem like it's not going to be a hard job for them to just revive him up. But what is going to be a lot much more harder is to get out of the situation they are in right now, because of course it's a lot much more open ground, and they do not want to just stay here all the time, because they might just get pushed on as the zone keeps on shrinking smaller and smaller. The squads behind them will be keeping on pushing on them. And INFEX also seems like they are losing one of their players in the whole battle over here, because they have one of the players knocked out on the left.
Yeah, but, you know, ALK9, Whoa, with those beautiful, beautiful kills coming out from Tasin. He's now on a dominating spree, but chases. Are they going to be chased out? Which, of course, is the final game in the PMCO so far. There's no chance on earth that they can qualify. But right now, ALK9 just going ham after the players of Predator, wiping out the existence, deleting them from the server, and will, of course, get their hands over the compounds that they've taken over.
Indeed, they are going to be just taking over. They're just going to be hugging that whole compound. And, of course, they definitely want to get, like, I mean, as the zone keeps on moving, as we were talking about fixes, these guys will have to eventually leave the positions that they are in right now just to get in a better spot. Or if you're lucky enough, the zone will literally be favoring you all the time, and then you can just sit inside and chill. And it seems like that's going to be the case for CSR and even Max. But INFE... Oh my god, what just happened? INFEX has been eliminated so early on. INFE God Particle has been eliminated so early on. And of course, like the late situations were just going to be starting, and INFE has just gotten eliminated. One of the big names has been outside now, but also at the same time, look at ALK9. ALK9 is still just dominating the entire field, while we also take a look at PG. IPG4, Stranger going to be taking one knockdown, but also going to be getting contested instantly. A beautiful trade coming in from Shuo, sir.
I think that was perfect from Eccentric Infinity. I mean, they had to live over there. They could not have afforded getting those knocks out. But finally, you can see the players of Eccentric in a bit of a pickle because they've got their two players knocked out. Of course, the trade-offs being there, they did manage to wipe out the last player. In fact, but IPGX, down to 3 men, we gotta see how they perform. But KSX, they still got their 4 players alive. They still haven't secured a kill right now. The pressure is mounting over them. But look at Chasers taking down players. But no, they've just been wiped out. And it's the boys from Bhai Brothers that somehow come out on top. But look at those third parties that we are getting to witness. I mean, Max Esports playing as a spoil sport over there, getting that last final kill. And with that, Bhai Brothers also bite the dust.
Indeed. Of course, now just take a look at over here. Detonator, one of the teams that you have been talking about a lot, getting eliminated instantly as soon as the late part of the game starts. And now KSX, Sanox is in such a bad situation where Esan definitely wants to get the revive onto him. But also at the same time, just take a look at all these overall situations that are happening in front of you, Fixes. There are so many cars inside the zones as well. I've never seen so many cars in the late zone. Just take a look over here. There's a car there. There's a car here. There's just car all over the places. And also, they are being used as temporary cover and also being blown at the same time. But there is a team right in front of KSX, and I feel like KSX can definitely contest that team overall because there are so many teams in front of the enemy team as well that they will have to even look in front, even look in backs, and that's when KSX actually gets that massive advantage.
Yeah, of course. But, as we take a look at things, this is a kind of a circle where you need those vehicles for yourself if you've not got those covers, not those sweet covers. But ALK9, they have been electrifying this time. The way they've been performing, they know they've qualified. They know that they can go big. So this is what I was really expecting from the players of Blood Legion. And, tomorrow I would be seeing if ERC, TRC do something like that. But as I was talking about ALK9, the Caster's Curse really kicking in. And, they bow out, but still 11 kills is certainly going to help their cause.
Indeed, ALK9 in a little bit of disappointment over there, but also at the same time, just take a look at XB Blood Legion Rayan. He's the last man standing for that team, and I had my best going in for him. No! What just happened over here? XB Blood Legion also getting eliminated in the late phases there, but now KS was in just overall a better position, but also at the same time, they are getting flushed inside by the zone. The zone has been definitely showing them no mercy at all, so now they will have to move inside. Also at the same time, there are so many teams on the right side as well, and the whole zone is just surrounded from the outsides with a lot of teams, but there are only 2 teams inside, which is going to be Max. But also just take a look at Max Casper chipping out a little bit of damage on KSX, but not really going to be finding any kind of success in those and not going to be able to deal any damage. Instead, he has just compromised his entire position, and now other teams are definitely going to be looking out on that window as well.
Looking at God's Reborn, gentlemen, he has compromised his position. Sincere, he's got his crosshairs right on towards him. It's just a matter of seconds. Maybe if he's gonna kind of lob that grenade on towards him, but no. Sincere rather being the smarter bunch, trying to just immobilize his entry inside the circle. Now, how is Gentleman going to come in as B1 from IPGX? He's been playing so well, dishing out the highest damage. This time also getting a few knocks here and there, but he goes down. Courtesy to Gentleman.
Look at that beautiful big brain play coming in from King there. He smoked off the complete left side so he could just peek right in front of him. And also just dish out, or just, as you like to say, pepper a little bit of bullets on the enemy team, and even just sprinkle a little bit of salt, just making them a little bit mad. But now let's just take a look at Gentleman over here, trying to tank the zone damage in, also heal himself in, but not going to be able to survive much longer though. As soon as the zone closes, damage is going to be double what is right now. But also, Gentleman doesn't have any choice though. He has to just stay outside and just take the damage, while just take a look at IPG4 going to be taking them down completely. And just Sincere is doing so good in those late game circles. As we talk about that, God's Reborn has been completely eliminated.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we did see Gentleman going out of there because, of course, he did manage to secure one knock, but that was just about it. Did not have enough meds to survive. But look at the boys from Big Boss X. They have made it to the top 5 and 6 legs. How is he going to get in? He's compromised on his position. He's got the players of IPGX cooking those grenades onto him. And there you go. Boom. And he explodes.
Unfortunate situation coming in, but Sincere is just absolutely dominating the entire late games. As we take a look at Casper, also Big Boss X has been eliminated as we saw previously, but now Casper is just trying to capitalize on these entire situations. As we take a look at over here, M16 being used, just being spammed as fast as he can. Radul taking a little bit of damage in the process as well from the left side. Radul is down to such low HP. I feel like at this point Radul should actually try to heal himself, but now just take a look at King over here, trying to dish out any kind of damage on the KSX. KSX is definitely the team that has all their players alive. King trying to just peppering down those bullets on the enemy team, just showering the bullets on them, but not going to be finding any kind of success. But also in the left side, there is the team of IPG4. Now, their one player is also knocked down. There's only going to be one player surviving. It's all down to him.
Yeah, it certainly is. But right now, players of Max, somehow with a kind of a very off start, they've managed to make themselves a prison at the top 4 position, and they did take some few fights towards those mid-game areas. But now Eccentric Infinity being, I think this has been the most consistent team so far with the way they've been performing. But Casper getting a few knocks for himself, and Shuvaso with that beautiful knock. But he's got his teammate down, and there's no chance on earth he can get that res.
Exactly, but now also at the same time, that's going to be a free path for them to move inside the circle. Now just take a look at Max. It seems like Max is in such a better position, and Infernal Parasite GX has been eliminated as we saw in the later phases. But now KSX is in such a massive good advantage over here. They have the numbers advantage as well as going forward for themselves. 4 people alive, 2 for Max. It's all down to 3 teams going on inside this. But now also Eccentric is struggling as well in the late game situations, because they are definitely running out of those meds and utilities as well. As we talk about, King has been taken down to just 1 HP. King is going to be proning down, healing himself with the first aid kick, while just take a look at Meraz. He definitely knows what Max is trying to do here. Max is trying to wrap around and just try to get a better overall angle on the KSX, but it doesn't really seem like KSX is going to be fooled around so easily.
But look at King, he still is applying that extra bit of a pressure, and finally he's stepped off from the fortress that he was guarding. But Casper still holding on towards the balcony. He's got a very good position, and now I think King is retreated back into the squad out that he has. But the 8th circle is going to decide the fate of all these players, and finally Shuvaser falling down towards the players of Max, and they're already sitting at 6 kills, which is a really good thing. But now we are caught in a 2v4 situation, and can KSX clutch this one out?
Of course, there's a massive chance for them to clutch this one out, but also at the same time, we have been seeing Max just absolutely dominate the playing field. As we see the big boy guns coming out, it's going to be M249, but also at the same time, King is going to be capitalizing on the situation of the M249 guy. Is going to be taking him down. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation coming up for Max, but also at the same time, he's the last one alive for the team, and we see KSX is going to be taking the situation in their hand and easily getting that chicken dinner without any troubles.
Wow, I mean, such a beautiful play coming out, and but it was the boys from Max. Yeah, I mean, I'm
so
telling
many
you,
unexpected things are happening here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even I was shocked for a second, because it was a 2v4 situation.
Yeah.
It came down to a 1v2, and they are clutching it out. and Max Esports. I mean, we've been scoffing about this fact. Somehow, those 10 kills. And I think that was beautiful what King and Casper did.
Yeah, of course.
But, I really wanted the boys of KSX to come out on top with this one. I also did predict for it. I did call out for it. I was like, low-key hoping that, they might just get the win. And finally, they were kind of inching very close. But let's take a look at the MVP and see which is one of those players. And yeah,
King, of course. Dude, you have to be honest with me. The way KSX was playing, they should have won the game. And even in the late zone, I feel like King did not have the situations in his hand. But also somehow, Max just managed to win the game. How did this happen? I'm actually so amazed and surprised that I just can't believe my eyes right now.
See, I was even surprised because, the players of KSX did have that M249 cover, providing that
the
cover
big boy
fire.
Guns, yeah.
Despite that, the players of Max, I mean, King, huge ups to this lad. I mean, he did show them who the king was in the entire lobby. Did not really care. Had the M4s to work his way around, and he did that. And let's take a look at the top players. And I'm sure Casper must not be far behind. Yes, 5 kills coming up for this beautiful player as well. But ALK9, Hassan, and Tassine. The two players that really managed to impress us, because LK9 taking an early exit, but with those number of kills, I think it was 9 or 11, they played amazingly well.
I don't know what to say. I cannot believe my eyes at this point. What just happened in front of me? I clearly saw KSX taking the whole situation in their hand really well, also contesting King's position down. King was down to literally 1 HP. How did that man manage to win?
He was just the last survivor at KSX.
That was a 1-2 situation. How did he win that?
They mess that one up? But, let's take a look at the match summary and see how the numbers game have been working out. And Casper, coming out on top. So 5 kills for him. And Hassan, he's got 3 assists. So ALK9, and it's pretty much been a game about Max, So the fact is, the players of Team Max, right? So they kind of entered on early on. Were going against the players of Eccentric. They were punished heavily for that. 2 of the players being taken out, and then suddenly something happened to these players, channeling their inner demons, and the way they performed after that, third partying in situation, they were very clever and smart. I think the position was really important. But now let's take a look at the match ranking and see how many points have they garnered for themselves.
Max. They have been definitely surprising us all the times. Even yesterday, they were surprising us with the way just Clad was playing. But overall, I am so disappointed for GX.
I mean, it's fine. Infernal Parasite, they did have a decent position, but it was those 8 kills that was there. But KSX, I mean, this position, now they've secured the second position. Not enough points. Yeah, it's 4 kills. 12 or something. I think it was some 14, 16 points coming out for them. So, is this going to be enough though? Log 1 Esports, just that 1 point? It's fine. Blood Legion, they still can afford that. But KSX, are they going to be making it through? Because this is going to be a huge bummer if they do not.
Indeed, it's going to be a huge bummer, but we still have 1 more day. And it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the teams are going to be capitalizing on the overall rankings.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure by taking a look at over here how these teams have been performing, I feel like they're automatically going to get an inner motivation from themselves just to try even harder, practice even harder, because they still have a little bit more hours going in from the next day. And of course, they are going to be practicing so much. So yeah.
But today was their final day. Tomorrow we have teams from different groups going on.
Different groups, yeah.
This was the last match to prove their mettle. Now let's take a look at the Oppo moments of the day that we have for you. So things started off in a
C-Wine.
C-Wine. With C-Wine just going out of the equation, and this was
It was
a shocker. I mean, we had seen King yesterday, providing that amazing cover fire gameplay along with Ironclad. But today he did not have his partner, but still, along with Casper, he comes out on top.
Of course, we definitely did not expect Max to just dominate the field in the end circles.